Filming, yeah, okay. I'm here with Andre Hartman, one of the legends of great white shark diving and free diving and working with these animals and filming them here in Gansbaai, South Africa. All you guys out there that know anything about great white sharks, you'll recognize the name, Andre Hartman. So I'm going to ask him a few questions and get some interesting information from him. Enjoy. Okay, Andre, how's it?
Robert,
Lekker to see you again.
lekker.
So, you're not working with the great white sharks anymore?
No, because I can't walk. I've got no balance. Even if I go on the boat, I've got to hang on all the time.
Yeah?
I can't walk, I've got no balance.
Do you miss
I had a couple of strokes.
Do you miss it?
No, not really.
Yeah.
Because I got the experience, I got the memory.
You did what you did.
I did what I did and I'll do it again if I have to.
Okay.
But I can't do it anymore.
But you've dived with great white sharks everywhere
Now,
along our coastline.
the first time I ever saw a white shark was 1977, no, 1976. And it tried to eat me
Tried to eat you.
in False Bay, yeah.
Yeah?
And after that I saw 23 in the next 6 years,
Yeah.
different places, and no other one tried to eat me, and there's only this one,
Just the one.
just the one, and it was quite big.
And was that the one you shot?
No,
Oh.
I shot one here at, this was a small one I shot here, about 3.5 meters.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it really came for me, and I was sitting on the bottom,
Yeah?
they came past, and I was sitting with my spear gun waiting for fish, and he came underneath my spear gun.
Mm.
So I got a fright. It's too close. So he went up towards the boat. We were diving close to the boat, me and another guy. And he was on his way to the boat, so I chased him, thinking if I go for him, he might get scared and run away. And I chased after him, again, because I'm on my way up to the boat as well. And he turned around,
Yeah.
and he mashed his teeth together, and he turned in.
Okay.
He came straight at me, and just before he could open his mouth, I shot him in the left eye.
Did you kill him or did you just take off?
He just turned around and ran.
Oh.
And I had a stainless steel spear that broke in 5 pieces
Oh.
when he turned, yeah.
Yes.
In those days, they were very brittle spears.
But you, was that, I mean, but have you ever been in the water and actually thought, this is it? Like really,
No, not really.
always been able to handle the situation?
I had a time there as well, while diving. We
Yeah.
were diving with a 3.5 meter shark.
Mm.
And the thing is, the shark disappeared, and we went to pick somebody up
Yeah.
at Klembai.
Okay.
So we were lying next to, so we told next to Brian, and we told him, look after our side here. And we came back, and we jumped, and the same bloody shark came in again.
Yeah.
And we jumped in with it again, and it ran off again. And then we were hanging in the water. When it came back, it was a different one. And this one was like 5.5 meters long.
Yes, yes.
And
Big animal.
Brian kept throwing his bait. Now, if you have a bait close to you, if you're in open, if you have a bait close to you, I've seen a shark that attacked another shark while he's checking my boat
Yeah.
to see if it's safe for him in the channel. And another shark went for the bait. He didn't see the boat.
Yeah.
And this shark was under the boat. When he saw that shark go for the bait, he charged up from below and hit him in the stomach.
I've seen that twice.
Yeah, I've only seen it once.
I saw it once in False Bay and once in Straits Bay.
Yeah.
And we've been talking about the submarine a lot on our channel. What's the biggest great white shark you've actually seen yourself? How big would you say?
5.5, 6 meters.
6
Maybe,
meters, 5.5
yeah.
to 6.
No, because we had a 5.5 meter next to the boat,
Yeah.
and there was a bigger one,
Oh.
2/3 bigger, hunting the seals against the shore at the island there. And I guess that shark maybe could be 6 or 7 meters.
6 or 7. So
Yeah.
you heard about the submarine, obviously. Yeah.
Yeah, but that was when I was a kid.
Yeah, that's when my dad was hunting them. And
Yeah.
so you, like me, you convinced they can get to 7 meters, maybe even bigger.
Yeah.
You've
no.
heard of a bigger one than 7 meters.
Yeah, trail in Straits Bay.
Yeah.
He used to catch them and tag them,
Yeah.
and he hooked one. And he said, Andre, he phoned me. while I was on the sea here, he phoned me. He says, Andre, you won't believe what I hooked up on now. I said, what? A 9 meter shark.
9 meter.
And Trailer's quite good in his judging
Yeah.
of sizes and distances.
And his experience with great white sharks.
Yeah, and he's got experience. But 9 meters, he reckons, is the biggest he's seen.
And you'd believe it if he said 9 meters.
Yeah, I believe him. I have to believe him because he's that good.
That's good, okay.
I try to make him come down in the size, and he came down to 8 meters. I'll come down to 8 meters, but no less than 8 meters.
Amazing. Amazing.
He reckons 9 meters.
But an 8 meter great white shark would make a 7 meter great white shark look small.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely. And a 9 meter will look everything looks small.
Make everything look small. I wouldn't want to see a 9. I wouldn't want to be in the water with a 9 meter.
Yeah.
So you've been working with these sharks for how many years now? I mean, you were diving, you were free diving with them when you were spearfishing.
Yeah.
Long before the 90s.
Long before the 90s. But when I saw how calm they get around the boat when the sea's calm, I felt like jumping in with them, and we did.
Yeah.
And because of film crews trying to film them in a cage that bounces up and down.
Yeah.
So I started watching other people's back and then filming outside the cage.
And what would your advice be to somebody that's, okay, first of all, nowadays people think you can just jump in the water because of what we've done, free diving great white sharks. And people think that they're big puppy dogs and they can jump in the water. Before you go in the water to free dive with a great white shark, what do you look at? What do you figure out?
As you can see how calm a shark is.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get a shark that's very quick, swimming around the other sharks. Well, that guy won't get in the water. But I've done that before because I've been pressurized by film crew to get in the water.
Yes. And that's the wrong thing to do, is
And
be
that's the wrong
pressurized.
thing to do. No.
And then,
I'm not happy with that, if they pressurize you. But most sharks you can swim with, you can jump with them anytime.
okay,
But what keeps you safe
yeah,
is a chum. The chum is coming to the boat
yeah,
expecting the boat is already smelling.
yeah,
You understand?
yeah,
And that's what makes you safe. Because if you jump in the water, you're just another arrival, like another shark, and they treat you as a...
there's something else. There's another
they
predator.
treat you as a shark, as one of them. And they keep their distance from you and move in and out and they come visit you one by one. So it's not dangerous, but if you got the wrong shark,
Yeah, just that one.
yeah,
And you also have to there's always a chance that one rocking up that you don't see
that's it. No, that hasn't smelled the chum.
comes from the bottom.
From the
or
top
yeah,
or from the bottom. Even, you know what, when we chum for these sharks, hagfish come up from the bottom,
yes,
directly under the boat.
yes.
So how does your chum get down underneath you when it's going in the direction? Because the smell goes all over.
And have you also, my experience is that when you got a bait in the water, the sharks are generally more interested in the bait than you when you're free diving.
Yeah, no. The bait is, when he sees the bait, it's like a dog with a bone. It's his bait that.
Yeah,
When he sees it, he's already decided it's his.
yeah,
If you swim near the bait, it comes up and fucks you up. Tries to fuck you, bite you. Takes
okay.
you off.
I've had the experience where they get between myself and the bait, like almost blocking you from the bait.
Yeah, it's because it's theirs.
Okay,
They think, that's what I think.
all
They
right,
think.
okay. And now that the sharks have disappeared here in Gansbaai, have you got an opinion on that? Do you have any idea?
No. There was 2 orcas here. It started in False Bay, and they chased those sharks away there.
Yeah,
And then they moved further away, and they started coming here. And the first time, what they do is they kill other sharks and eat their livers, and the other shark lie dead on the bottom, and they start decaying.
yes.
And that chases all white sharks out of the area.
Oh, that's a good, yeah, they don't like the smell
no,
of,
they don't smell like the smell of their own.
Yeah.
I bought a shark liver once here
yeah,
at Marty Noah's, but he brought it in, and it was a white shark. And they said, no, it's a maker. So I said, let me get the livers, let me try it.
yeah,
So I tried that, and it was a white shark. I looked at it and I could see it.
Ah.
And I got the livers.
Yeah.
And I went up there to the island and I started chumming with the white shark livers. And I checked this one shark. We only got that one shark
Mm.
for the whole day.
Yeah.
And he came up, not in the, he came up next to the chum.
Chum trail, yeah.
Yeah, and he came up very quick. And when he saw the boat, he ran off.
You could smell it's his
They
own.
could smell his own
Yeah.
family.
They're not cannibalistic.
No.
No.
I've heard that they are.
They bite each other, but they don't feed off each other. That's not
No.
what I've experienced.
No, but Frankie said to me once, he had a small shark
Yeah.
that came around the boat, his boat,
Yeah.
and a big one was circling it, and it attacked the small one and ate it up completely. Yeah, he ate it up.
I never saw that. The two
Frankie
occasions.
said that.
Okay, well, the two occasions I saw a bigger one taking out a smaller one was when the smaller one wasn't given enough respect, and it just killed it and left it.
Yeah, no, that I can believe. I don't see how they can eat it.
No,
I
well,
don't think they can cannibalize it off each other.
I don't think so either. And just one last question, if you're a novice, or even if you're an experienced free diver, and you're in the water and a couple of big great whites or a big great white shark comes up, what do? If the shark's a bit
You see, I always
Too
carry a
inquisitive.
spear gun in my hand,
yeah.
and it's hard.
Mm.
I touch his nose with it,
Mm.
so he can feel it's hard.
Mm.
Also, if you have a camera,
Mm.
if you let him feel it's hard, because he knows if it's hard, he's going to break his teeth on it.
Yeah.
And that's all. That's all you need.
Just something between you and the
Something in
shark.
your hand, yeah.
Just something hard between yourself and the shark.
Yeah, just to let him know I'm hard.
Mm.
I'm not edible.
And that time that shark, and you got the video footage, we're going to find it. When that shark got into that cage with those two divers. You were filming from outside the cage.
I was outside the cage, yeah. I was trying to get a shot
Yeah.
of the shark coming past. I wanted to get a shot of the two divers in the cage
Yeah.
and swimming over my shoulder. That's the one I wanted. I wanted to get a shot like that.
And then what happened?
And no, the shark came and it circled the bait
Yeah.
and it grabbed the bait and it was trying to turn around the other way. So Michael was pulling on the bait and he was pulling over the shark's head
Okay.
and it got a fight of this pressure of the buoy on the side of his
Oh,
head
yeah.
and it ran away blindly and
Yeah.
straight into the cage.
Yeah.
And there I'm sitting outside the cage and wherever I looked I just pointed to the camera. It's everywhere.
And you can't do much.
No, I couldn't do anything.
Mm. And that was it pretty close? Could one of those guys have died?
Yeah, it could have been, but I was just trying to record everything. I just pointed to the camera, wherever the shark goes, I point
Yeah.
to the camera. And if you look at it closely, you can see it was close.
All right. No, I've seen that footage. I had it once with when we were doing research. We had a one-man aluminium cage that Chris Fellows and I built, and that shark took the cage to pieces. Also got stuck in the cage while Chris was in the cage. But then the shark, after about a minute, went into that shock.
Oh, they lie still for a
Yeah.
while. They're resting.
And then that gave Chris enough time to get the shark out the cage. And talking about Michael Ritson, where's his whereabouts? What's he up to
I
nowadays?
don't know, he's in Mozambique.
Because he was the one that went and touched the shark underwater.
Yeah.
You were also there, weren't you?
No, I wasn't there.
Oh,
I said to him that if a shark comes here and you have nothing in your hands, what would you do?
mm,
So he said, no, I don't know. So I said to him, you open his mouth and you point him away from you,
okay.
and then you're safe. And he did that as a show, as something to show off. And I said to him, but you must get yourself a little knife in your hand, or something hard.
Oh,
in your
hard,
hand.
something hard.
Yeah, and the next time I saw him do it, he had something on his hand. on one
Okay.
of his hands.
But that was still very risky.
Yeah, but of course,
Yeah.
because you can't control
No.
where he's going to grab next.
Because especially with your hand, it's a soft thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so
No, that doesn't matter.
and you've learned a lot about the behavior, obviously, then that's a big part of the freediving.
Yeah.
And when you freedive with them, do you prefer, is it the individual sharks, or do you find in general it's easier to dive with bigger sharks than smaller sharks?
Yeah, bigger sharks are 4.5 meters is
Yeah.
the best size
Is it?
to dive with. Yeah.
They're more calm,
Yeah, if
relaxed.
you go 5.5 meters, they start looking at you as food.
Okay.
You
And the
know?
younger ones, do you find the young
And
ones
the younger
are?
ones want to try you. They're too young.
Yeah.
They're eager to try your feet.
Yes, I had my fin taken off once.
Yeah, is it?
Yeah. So have you had that experience where they go for your fins?
Yeah. In that footage, in between all that footage, there's a guy with a big yellow dry suit on,
Yeah.
and he was filming it, and he had this electric blue
Yeah.
fins on.
Okay.
I think it's called a frog,
Yeah.
the fin, and it's like electric blue. It's like a mahi,
Yeah.
you know.
Yes, a beautiful color, yeah.
Yeah, that color blue,
Uh-huh.
and he's swimming in electric blue,
Okay.
and he's got to keep his balance because his feet want to keep coming up
Yeah.
because of a dry suit. So he kept kicking while the shark was swimming up and down
Yeah.
past him. And I was filming him, and I was started filming his feet because I could see the shark is more interested in his fins.
Okay.
So he stays around the fins. So I kept filming it. And eventually the shark just came up underneath the one fin, lifted it up with his nose and boom,
Yeah.
clamped down. And when it clamped down, I pulled the camera away and I went straight back. But then it was loose and he spat it. The guy pulled his fins out. He didn't bite down hard. He just grabbed the fin and you could feel it's not right. It's tasting hard.
Yeah.
So he didn't spit it out. The guy pulled his fin out. But
Okay.
that's while I had the camera away.
Okay.
Then I came back and we were laughing all the way back to the boat. It was
One-
so funny.
One last Kira.
No, the shark was small. It was about 3.5 meters.
Oh, that's a big shark still.
Yeah,
But
but you could see me. He's full of scars.
uh,
It's in the footage there.
just a couple of more questions. What do you say about them being individual animals, their own personalities?
Yeah, each one have their own personality. They're completely different. Similar, but different.
And do you find that their personalities stay pretty stable over a period of time?
I don't know. Yeah, I would say that.
And what would you say? There's a lot of people out there that still say they're just man eaters. They're dumb eating machines.
Yeah, no, they're not. But I mean, they can be. You just saw what happened the other day,
Yeah.
yesterday or two.
Yeah, in
before,
Australia.
in Australia. I've known quite a few people that have been completely eaten up.
Yeah.
That woman in
Yes,
the old
in
lady
Fish Hook.
in Fish Hook, yeah,
Yeah.
was also a big shark,
Yeah.
about a 6-7 meter shark.
Yeah.
And bit her in half, and a swim cap fell off.
Yes.
That's all they found.
That's
And
it.
they turned around and ate the next piece, and then turned around back and ate the next piece. And when I was in Chile spearfishing,
Yeah.
they told me a story of another guy that all they found was his right hand.
That's it.
It bit him in half first, and his hand fell down to the bottom. And then it turned around, ate the next half and the next one. He was a spearer.
But they're not stupid animals. They're not the dumb. Like in Jaws, they put the shark over as just a dumb animal that eats and makes little sharks.
No, they're not stupid.
They're not stupid.
They know what they're doing. But I mean, if the shark's big enough and you're alone,
Mm.
and he's hungry,
You got no chance.
and he's gonna want to eat you, you've got no chance.
No.
Not really, unless you can maneuver something hard against him
Yeah.
when he comes in.
And unless you're experienced, because most people will turn and run. And if you can see the shark coming, my experience is that you got to keep eye contact.
I always used to tell my friends that dive with me, don't ever turn your back on it and run.
Mm. All right.
I had this one guy swimming backwards, away from it. Alexi, he's a French guy, photographer.
Yeah.
And when I was outside the cage, he was supposed to stay next to the cage,
Yeah.
at the bottom.
Yeah.
And I'll come closer to him to get a shot.
Yeah.
And as I got in the water, he just followed me up because I was filming a shark. And then he came on the bottom
Yeah.
and he came too close to me. And when the shark turned around, it saw him and he swam backwards, he backpedaled
Yeah.
and he had a camera. I think he got a couple of shots, or he got the shot with me in the shot.
Yeah.
And then he tried to run away. I had Graham another guy with me in the water. We had each had a video camera,
Mm.
and we both filmed this shark going towards this guy.
Yeah.
And we swam down and hit the shark from either side at
Oh.
the same time. Boom, like biting.
Okay.
And then the shark just
Took off.
sped off. Yeah.
Okay. So he's,
We're still looking at this guy.
yeah. So he could, if you weren't there, he might have got taken.
Ah, no, I wouldn't say that. But
No. Okay.
he was really interested in this guy. And he had this big dome.
Yeah.
We took some shots, put the camera on the pole,
Yeah.
and the dome. They charge the dome. Certain sharks,
Mm.
they really charge the dome really quickly to try and grab it. I don't know what they thought it was.
Do you think maybe they look at it as an eye, a big eye or something?
Nah.
Or do you think they could maybe see the reflection
No,
in it?
because the reflection in the dome
Yeah.
is so small.
Ah, that's right.
You understand?
Yeah.
So they can't see that.
Okay.
They just see the dome. It's
Okay.
like they eat jellyfish or something like that.
Yeah.
They thought it's like a jellyfish
Okay.
because it's in the shape of a jelly.
All right.
I don't know. They don't eat jellyfish. I don't know.
Okay. Well, we've got all your stock footage here. I'm gonna go through it and yeah, find some beautiful stuff from the past
Yeah.
and gonna go into Sharks Live. So thanks, Andre. Thanks for your
Okay,
time.
no problem.
Really appreciate it.
All right.
Yeah, everybody, that's Andre Hartman. Nice interview with him. Literally a legend when it comes to great white sharks, great white shark freediving, one of the pioneers, and also a great behaviorist when it comes to great white sharks. So hope you enjoyed the interview. Thank you. Shot, Andre.